Hey, how's it going, everyone? Welcome to Cashback Mehdi. I'm your host, Mehdi, and I know what you're thinking. You're saying, Mehdi, why are you talking about traveling in the circumstances that we're currently in 2020? And what I would say to that is basically, I'm actually trying to save your butt for next year in 2021 when hopefully, and knock on wood, that things are all much better or hopefully back to normal. But I'm trying to save your butt in that you won't be seeing all your friends and families just traveling out on all these amazing places while you're just stuck at home with no travel points and just no money in general to be able to go anywhere. Now, there are a lot of traveling credit cards out there. Some are pretty good, some are really good, and then some are meh. But today we're actually going to be talking about one particular traveling credit card that's actually really good in my opinion. I think you'll definitely want to try to stick all the way to the very end of the video because we're going to be talking about seeing if this card is actually worth the annual fee, as well as is it worth to keep as a long-term credit card or just maybe for a year or less. If all this sounds amazing to you and you're looking forward to the rest of the video, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, as all of the YouTubers tend to say. And if you're familiar with my videos, you know that I'm not the one that talks about the details of the credit cards. I actually bring in a special guest. His name is Professor M. And if you remember, he's not really a professor. But hey, don't try to tell him that because it upsets him sometimes when I tell him. But he's actually going to be the one that goes over this full detail of the Chase Sapphire Preferred credit card. So without further ado, Professor M, floor is all yours. Welcome again, YouTube viewers. Thank you so much for joining us for our presentation on the Chase Sapphire Preferred credit card. As I mentioned in our last video, and you can check out in the description below, I am a credit card connoisseur, not a credit card expert by any means, but I have a lot of credit cards. I have quite a bit of knowledge on them, and I feel like I've done plenty of research to know a decent amount about them to be able to present to you guys and give my interpretation, as well as some of my feedback in terms of maybe possibly getting this card. And so let me look for that card. I have so many cards here. And oh, here it is. And got the Chase Sapphire Preferred credit card. Very nice looking card. Beautiful color, blue. Blue is my favorite color. Not that it really matters, but it's a beautiful card. A little bit of a steelish texture. And if you wanted to hear the sound of it, just a little drop test. That's the sound of a little drop test on wood. And it's a little bit heavy, not too much, but it's not like a regular plastic credit card, so it's a little bit nicer than your regular card. But with this credit card, I've traveled to multiple locations just by using the intro bonus when I originally got this card years ago, and I still continue to use it for my airline points, as well as when I go dining at certain places. I get the points for those as well, build up the points again, and then use it towards the Chase Ultimate Rewards to get more airline tickets or hotels or whatever it might be. And to me, it's been a good deal, and I don't even mind the annual fee that comes out with it. So let's go ahead and get started and talk about the specifics of this card, and then eventually we can see if it's going to work out for you. So at the time of recording this video, Chase actually offers 60,000 bonus points after you spend $4,000 on purchases in the first 3 months of having this credit card. So if you plan on making $4,000 worth of purchases in the next 3 months, I recommend getting this card so you can get those 60,000 points. But just to give you like a little quick summary to show you how much in dollars this amount of points, the 60,000 points, is worth. It is going to be worth about $750 when you redeem these points through the Chase Ultimate Rewards. It can be worth all the way up to $1,200 when you transfer the points through a Chase travel partner. And it may not be all the way to $1,200, but it possibly can be. And since this is Cashback Mehdi, I do have to talk about the cashback aspect of this. And so in terms of cashback, it's not a whole lot, but you will get back $600 if you do use that for that particular reason. I don't recommend it. This is definitely not a cashback credit card. It's more for travel purposes. One thing about this card, it does have a $95 annual fee. So if you're one of those people that really don't like the annual fee credit cards, maybe don't get it. But at the same time, I feel as though the $95 is worth it, and you're going to get much more back in terms of your dollar value. And you do have other options. If you don't want to pay that $95 annual fee, you can decide to cancel this credit card before your 1 year ends. You can also downgrade to one of the other Chase Freedom cards or the Chase Freedom Flex card if you wanted to. You can even upgrade it if you want to the next level, which is going to be a higher annual fee, but maybe that's not something you want to do, but you can think about it. And we'll actually take a look later in this video to see, is this annual fee, the $95, is that worth it for the average person or the average traveler? And now we can actually go and look at the rewards as well as the benefits of this card. So currently this card actually offers 2 times points on travel for each dollar spent. So you might actually be wondering what counts as travel using this card. So I'll show you on the screen right now. This is going to be the locations that you can use, and it will count toward the 2 times points on traveling for each dollar spent. Normally grocery stores is actually just 1 point per dollar spent, but because of the pandemic and the situation with everything in terms of not traveling as much, Chase actually upgraded this card to show you and give us 2 times points on grocery store purchases per dollar, and up to $1,000 in grocery store purchases during the promotional period, which is going to be from November 1st, 2020 through April 30th, 2021. Oh, and it does include eligible pickup services as well as delivery services. And then for every other category, it does include 1 point per dollar spent. Currently, you also get 5 times points per dollar spent on Lyft rides all the way through March 2022. Normally, they actually only offer 3 times points for this, but now they're adding an additional 2 times points, so now I have 5 points, or I should do 5 points for this. Also, if you're one of those people that use DoorDash a lot, there's something here for you as well. It's going to be you and your authorized users will receive at least 12 months of complimentary Dash Pass for use on both of the DoorDash and Caviar applications during the same subscription period based on the first activation date, when the subscription is activated with the Chase Sapphire Preferred Card by December 31st, 2021. There are some additional travel benefits that you have with this card. It's going to be a list of 3. It's going to be the 1-to-1 point transfer that I mentioned earlier, and what that is that you can actually move your rewards to a wide variety of loyalty programs such as United Airlines or Hyatt, or the list that I'm showing currently, at a 1-to-1 ratio. And as I mentioned earlier, if you were to use this option to redeem your points, you can actually get up to, or even more maybe, than 2 cents per point that you have, which is much higher than any of the other options. So you can use this if you wanted to get the most value out of your points, but you don't have to. You can go with the other options too. They also have travel and purchase coverage, as well as no foreign transaction fees. One thing that I wanted to point out is that this card is actually probably not the best everyday use card. It's probably going to be best used for just traveling, maybe dining, as well as using the 1-to-1 point transfer for partners situation, as well as booking flights and hotels when it comes to using the Chase Ultimate Rewards for redeeming your points. I would recommend having other cards if you were going to use it for specifically grocery stores or subscription services, or for something that you use for everyday, fast food purchases, restaurants, all that. I would recommend other cards. Maybe you can look into the Freedom Flex card. There are plenty of other credit cards that you can look into as well, but this is going to be more for traveling purposes. So that's actually going to be it for me in terms of going over the full details of this card, but we're not done yet. Mehdi's actually going to take over. He's actually going to show you guys, is this card going to be worth it for the average traveler, the average card user, in terms of the annual fee of paying $95? Is it going to be worth that? He's actually going to look at it because he's actually going to be an everyday traveler, the average traveler. Me, I mean, I'm not the average person. I'm way above average. So I think he'll be more like you guys. Me, just, fancy living, got the tie, all that stuff. That's going to be his job. I hope you guys enjoyed my portion. Let's go ahead and flip it back. Thank you guys. You have been an amazing audience. Was that a great presentation by Professor M or what? Another amazing job, except for that last little comment at the end that told me that I'm average person. I mean, maybe, but you didn't have to be so mean about it, especially saying it to you guys. I mean, you guys are amazing people, so don't take offense to that. I'll have to talk about that later to him, but don't worry about that. But what I do want to see right now is if this credit card is actually going to be worth it for the average traveler like you or me. And I do have my iPad right here in front of me so we can take a look. I'll go ahead and share my screen so you guys can see. So on Google, I just typed in how much does the average traveler spend per year? And what came up is that older Americans plan on spending more overall on travel in 2019. And we'll look at 2019 to maybe hopefully reflect 2021, because 2020 is just such a special year, right? So it says that baby boomers actually plan to spend on average $6,600 on travel this year, or 2019 we should say, right? While the Gen Xers, they plan to spend $5,400 per year, and millennials, which I fall into the millennial category, spend $4,400 per year on just traveling. So I personally, as a millennial, I don't spend $4,400 in traveling per year. Probably not even close to that. I don't know. Maybe I'm doing it wrong, but maybe you guys can let me know which category do you fall into and how much do you spend on traveling per year, on a normal year, I should say. But let's say, okay, on average $4,400. We'll go with the millennial category. We're gonna see the nerdwallet.com. They actually have this little calculator set up, and we can put in to see if this annual fee is going to be worth it on the Sapphire preferred card. So the annual spending on travel, we're going to say $4,400. So it does actually give us other options. It does tell us monthly spending on dining at restaurants, as well as all other monthly spending on the card, as I was recommending, or as Professor M was recommending, that you don't want to use this card other than travel purposes. So we'll just leave it at the $4,400 for traveling, and then see if the annual fee is worth it. Calculate. They say $95 is the annual fee, of course. Your estimated rewards, it says it's going to be $110, so you net about $15. They do say yes, based on your spending, it is worth the card. So if you do spend more than $4,400 or around $4,400, maybe about $4,000 per year on traveling in a normal year, maybe this card is worth the annual fee. But if you don't, maybe it's not. But it might be worth that intro bonus, which actually should be worth the intro bonus because you're going to get quite a bit of rewards back with the intro. So maybe you just want to use it for 1 year and then downgrade to another Chase Freedom card or a Chase Freedom Flex, Freedom Limited, whatever you want to do. So you have various options. But if you spend around this much per year, you might want to consider this card. If you don't, maybe consider it just for a year and then transfer over. So that's going to be it for this video. We've gone over everything. We've given recommendations. I've shown you with real world examples, is this card going to be worth it? You're going to have to make the final decision and seeing if it's going to be worth it for you. Let me know what you decide to do. There's going to be a link in the description below you can click on and use it to apply for the credit card if you do want it. And it does help this channel out. So feel free to use that link if you don't have this card. That's going to be it for me. That's going to be it for Professor M. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys can hit that like button for us to support the channel. Subscribe if you haven't already. Stay safe, stay healthy, all that good stuff. Take care. See you guys on the next one.